One of our more recent projects with Biblica has been around what we call the Portrait Gospel. And this is linked with a really interesting initiative by one of the churches right in the centre of Glasgow, where they have had an artist in residence working to actually paint a picture that corresponds to a story in each chapter of Luke's Gospel and tries to connect one of the stories of Jesus from each chapter to something that's going on in the city.
So we're right in the heart of the city centre where people shop and work. There's a huge student population, there are 5 academic institutions. It's a transport hub, the subway, the 2 stations and the bus station all come together in this part of the city. And so we sit at the crossroads of the busyness of a city centre. And so our mission is to understand the community and the communities that make up Glasgow City Centre. We have a cafe, the Wild Olive Tree, which we opened and developed in order to allow us to connect with the city centre. One of the things I was keen to do when we opened the cafe was to have an extra dimension to it. And I met Ian Campbell through other connections, and I knew that he was an artist who was not currently working as an artist but was keen to return to his training and vocation. He's a graduate of Glasgow School of Art, and I'd seen his work and really liked it. And Ian and I had conversations about what would it look like if he were to be an artist in residence in the church. And so we talked it over, applied for funding, and were successful. And so we began a project over 3 years, which we've called Gospel Sketchbook.
The church has a partnership with Glasgow City Mission, who are the oldest city mission in the world. They have been, for a long, long time, been working with the poorest people in Glasgow. And I was very keen to capture something about their work in a painting here. And I worked on a Last Supper painting, which had 13 of the guests of the City Mission sitting round the table. As soon as the cafe opened up, I had my easel set up, I was working on this painting, and folks would come into the cafe not knowing that it was a church most of the time. And it's after people got a cuppa, they would come up to me and look at this picture I was working on. And the first question would be, is that the Last Supper? And the next question was always, and which one's Jesus? All of a sudden I was in a situation where people were walking in off the street into a church and asking someone questions about Jesus. I've never had opportunities to share my faith like I have working here as an artist.
So it allows us to speak about the relevance of Luke's Gospel in contemporary 21st century Glasgow life through its rich and diverse cast of characters.
It's been a terrific project because one of the things we love to do is to intrigue people, to whet people's appetite for the Bible. And the partnership with Biblica has actually been really fruitful and still holds a lot of potential for people to really get into the Bible and to interpret it for today.